of the same game I played about an hour ago. All right. Trying to find my. While I'm doing this, I guess I can go ahead and continue playing. There's some orcs over here. Hey, welcome to the stream. Let's attack these guys. Oh, they switched to a lot of dwarves.
You see a camp with a wagon and two people on the edge of the path. Behind them, Black Saddle towers up above a thick, dark forest, about a half a day's journey away. You don't want to give them a shock, so you address them while you're still a distance away.
Hello, friends. Is there any space by your fire?
The two traders look up and visibly jump when they see you three dwarves.
Ah, hello. Yes, of course.
It doesn't escape your attention that you seem to be causing the traders some uneasiness, but you take up their offer and sit down. The twins follow your example.
We're only travelers. We're looking for someone who's said to live on Black Saddle. A hermit.
Someone who lives here?
The traders exchange amazed looks.
If they live here, they must be mad.
Normally we wouldn't stop and rest here, but the horses are too exhausted. Our departure from Parista was delayed, and we must have driven them too hard.
Why does Black Saddle make you feel uneasy? It doesn't look particularly inviting, but it's only a mountain.
Only a mountain? You don't know the legend?
The trader looks at you and the twins for affirmation, but you all shake your heads.
Black Saddle was once known as Cloud Piercer, and it towered up into the heavens, the upper slopes of pure gold and the summit covered in snow. The humans wanted to attain this wealth, but the smooth slopes and the dazzling summit made the climb impossible. They called on the dwarves to help them. They were able to tunnel up through Cloud Piercer to the top. They hollowed it out and carried away the gold. The humans demanded that the treasure be shared, but the dwarves refused, and as they argued, the mountain began to tremble. There were too many holes inside for it to hold together. It collapsed and buried both greedy parties underneath it. The mountain lost its tremendous size and its beauty, and ever since has haunted both humans and dwarves with its erosive hatred, causing even the rocks to turn black over time.
Never heard of it. Sounds like human tittle-tattle. Dwarves would never hollow out a mountain so much that it collapses.
I want to see what they have for sale. They have a lot of provisions that we probably don't need. But they have some potions. Confirm. We're only getting like 16.
Later in the night, after eating together and some friendly conversation by the campfire, you all decide to sleep. But you take the first watch. It's a night in which nothing happens, and the next morning the traders set off early. After breakfast, You also continue on your journey. After a march through the thick pine forest, Black Saddle, the sinister tabletop mountain, and your journey's destination rises up before you.
Are you sure that the Famulus lives here?
Yes, according to Lot Yonan.
Although you try to put a lot of assurance into your voice, you too see no signs that anyone lives here.
No castle, no tunnel, no camp. There's nothing here but mountain.
Then we'll have to take a closer look.
You do that, Scholar. We'll be waiting for you here.
You think about objecting, but it would just be a waste of breath.
No injuries. That's great. Frame rate drops. Who would think this is a low-res computer? What was that?
I can only climb a little way here. There must be a better way. An old tree. Looks like it could fall down at any moment. There we go. Too steep. I can't get a grip anywhere. I should be able to get up here. Oh. Phew. That was close. I hope this is all worth it.
Alright, at least I can see. And that game's not running, so I was at the 5. I saw 5 FPS.
There's something engraved on it.
You realize with surprise that they are runes in the Dwarven language.
Built with the blood of our enemies, be unyielding as the rock, and soak the land in their blood. Huh?
Sorry about that.
Hello?
This looks like a tomb, if anything.
Master Garen. Lot Yonan sent me to bring some items back to you. My inquiries are almost at an end. That means I can finally go to be with my sunshine. I have never been to Greenglade, but I think I will like it there. I deposited my most valuable things in the grave of Horengarth before my departure and secured it with magic. The password is...
You recognize the following words as rune names, but they're written in the learned language, so you don't know which they are.
Greenglade. Oh, great.
Useful. An eternal flame. I know who taught him that.
You see sketches and notes on the architectural features, statues and wall reliefs. It seems Garen spent a lot of time studying this place.
Maybe he's kind of a dwarf historian, or maybe he's just a treasure hunter.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm then they'll do something. They have a light.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Alright.
It looks as though Garen lived in the fortress for a while. It also seems that he left several lunar orbits ago.
He's not stealing. It would just be a shame if the provisions went off.
Kid.
Born of stone, forged in battle. Arise, reborn from the blood of the enemy.
You're not sure if you really want to know what was once in this basin. The whole place gives you the feeling that a decent dwarf shouldn't hang around too long. A series of weapons that are all clearly of dwarven origin. The spider webs and rust suggest they have been here for quite a while. Maybe even centuries.
Dirtlings, the fortress belongs to the dwarf haters. Norimber's dwarves are not only as unyielding as a mountain, they are also as destructive as an avalanche, and would batter into lesser kingdoms just as relentlessly. The Four should find no salvation in Vrachus, only eternal damnation, so that they suffer indescribable torment between the worlds.
You have heard of the dwarf haters, but this is the first time you have read their hateful words. You feel sick and turn away.
Rune. Clearly magical. graves. Could be buried here.
I have no clue what I'm doing.
Lorimber, the progenitor of the Thirdlings.
In most of the chronicles about the 5 dwarven kingdoms, only very little is written about the Thirdlings, and what is written is full of disgust. They are called traitors, or worse. It would seem that even the Thirdlings worship Vrakas, but in all the other kingdoms his shrine would be the biggest, not the statue of the kingdom's progenitor. A couple of gold coins are in the bowl in front of the shrine.
Can't do any harm.
The game would be easier if I knew what the hell I was doing. I just leave.
Goren is in Greenglade to visit his sunshine. Greenglade is in Gauragar. We can't have fallen in love with a pointy here, can he?
No, I guess we just leave then.
Definitely a rock face.
Well, we're not exactly good equipped to handle a lot.
So, Scholar, what are the results of your inquiries?
There is an abandoned fortress in the mountain, and I think it belonged to the Thirdlings.
Boindale's eyes narrow.
The blasted dwarf killers!
A Thirdling fortress? Here? In the middle of Girdlegard? We must let High King Gundrabur know about this.
The fortress has been long abandoned by the looks of it. Anyway, I can't go to Ogre's death until I have completed my quest. Goren is in Greenglade.
Huh.
The High King? Why do you want to bring me to him?
All right then. It's about the choice of the new High King. Gandagar, the king of the Fourthlings, is with his entourage in Ogre's death and is supposed to ascend the throne.
But our acting High King Gundrabur wants to prevent that from happening. He fears that Gandagar wishes to instigate a war against the elves.
But what have I got to do with that?
Boindale is about to say something, but is silenced by a nudge in the side from his brother.
High King Gundrabur will explain everything when the time comes.
You look distrustfully from one twin to the other. Boindale has donned an innocent expression, and Boendal doesn't give you the impression that he has anything else to say on the matter.
A Thirdling fortress? Here, in the heart of Girdlegard? That's strange, isn't it?
And worrying. But they've always been wily. They move in the shadows and kill there too if they can. Do you know their story?
I've read about it. Lorenber, their progenitor, rejected the name that Vrakas gave him, who in turn did not give him any special talents, so his kingdom studied war.
It helps them defending the East, but it also meant they ended up confronting the other kingdoms. No dwarf would ever even think of injuring one of his kind, never mind killing them. But the dwarf killers are proud of it. When they were even more powerful, they wanted to become the rulers of all dwarves. They are envious of our skills. They haven't been heard of for a long time, but you can be sure there isn't a single dwarf alive who doesn't hate them.
Whatever, your High King must wait. I have a quest to carry out in Greenglade.
But our quest is...
Boindale raises a placatory hand and throws his rucksack onto his back in preparation.
Let it be, dear brother. Look at him. He has made his decision, and you will not be able to change his stubborn dwarven mind.
You can't help but smile.
All right. Oh, another far way away. There are a lot of dwarves here. Let's go take them out. If they don't run.
You approach Scalebrook through its expanse.
We want to help them out with the dwarf problem that they have. Maybe get a little bit more battle experience, because this game, the combat, there's a lot of killing as many orcs as you can before they overwhelm you.
Quick, we have to help those people.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Find somewhere safe to hide. We'll come back for you once we've saved the other villagers.
I didn't hit you very hard.
And what now?
Yes?
He hardly put up a fight.
Who's next?
Huh?
What is it?
Huh?
You gotta kill the archers.
That's it! They're fleeing! I don't think so, they're just rallying!
And that's what we should do too. Come on.
Thank you so much. You saved us.
Not yet. The orcs are rallying. You must join us.
But we can't.
You must. Here they come.
Charge! Hold the line, big fella.
And again.
Huh? Too easy! I didn't hit you very hard! Ow! Another one bites the dust!
He hardly put up a fight.
Yes?
Pow! Another one bites the dust!
I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so I'm not that quick.
Yes? Who's next?
He hardly put up a fight.
Huh?
Yes, yes, so I'm not that quick.
Do we fail? Or are they retreating?
While Boindale still hunts the last of the orcs through the alleyways of the village, you and Boendal are already helping search for survivors. Various villagers, all with shocked, ashen faces, come and thank you for saving them. A middle-aged man nervously steps from one foot to the other and tries to force a smile.
My father, the village elder, he is dead. I think I must follow in his footsteps, so I thank you in the name of Scalebrook. He left behind some gold as a dowry for my sister. She's...
The man bows his head, produces a leather pouch and kneads it with trembling hands.
If only you'd come earlier.
But before you can reply, the man takes a deep breath and forces himself to look at you.
What am I saying? How ungrateful. Thanks to you, many of us are still alive. My daughter may be able to marry one day, thanks to your bravery.
The man hesitates briefly, then thrusts the leather pouch towards you. You accept the reward with a small bow.
Thank you.
We will bury our dead and rebuild the village. Life goes on, thanks to you, noble gentleman.
Give me minutes to hold them all.
By the evening campfire, Boindale rummages around in his rucksack and pulls out a cheese wrapped in a cloth. He sticks a fist-sized piece on a spit and grills it on the fire.
Ah, there's nothing better than grilled cheese at the end of a long day.
The smell it gives off makes you hold your breath.
Oh, it smells like my socks after weeks of marching in my boots.
Oh, picky, are you? Hardly surprising, considering you were brought up by humans. It's ruined your taste.
Boindale holds the stinky cheese at the end of the stick under your nose.
Eat, and stop complaining.
You pull the warm piece of cheese from the stick. It tastes dreadful. Your fingers will smell of it for the next few days, and probably your mouth will too.
There's a merchant. You probably... He had 2 injuries.
The closer you get to Parista, the livelier the streets become. Many of the large buildings in the city are even taller than the high city wall. But one building towers above them all, the palace. Its dome gleams white in the sun. It is the seat of the Council of Magi, and its central tower, which juts high into the sky, serves as a waypoint for travelers as far as 50 miles away. You reach the Council's palace, but are stopped in front of its gates by a guard.
The Council of Magi is convened to take care of the perished land. They mustn't be disturbed.
The perished land? You mean the barrier? Is there something wrong with it?
The guard shrugs his shoulders.
Won't be anything the Council can't sort out.
I drove quite a long way from my previous destination. The
hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun sets behind the tower of a Palandial temple, lighting up its stained glass. There's a shop in the village, and through the window, as well as some everyday objects and food, you also spy a shelf full of books. A small bell rings as you enter the shop. The twins look around, but seem rather disinterested, until they discover a couple of gemstones on display. On the wall to your left is the bookshelf you saw through the window. It's quite unusual for a village shop to sell books.
Take 100 coin of provisions.
You stroll towards the bookshelf and read some of the titles written on the spines of the books. You know many of the works from Lot Yonan's library.
Oh, by fracas, look, dear brother! The scholar really is looking at books!
It's an interesting selection, Boindle. I could make some recommendations for you.
Boindle throws his arm around your shoulder and pulls you slowly away from the bookshelf.
What if someone sees you? Here, this is more our kind of thing.
You follow him reluctantly and are shown the selection of gemstones.
Okay, I got a whole bunch of revisions, so let's move up on our way.
Boindle is walking next to you in silence. Now and then, he looks at you from the side.
And you really do like books?
Yeah, I'm curious. And you can find many answers in books.
Won't you have found all the answers at some point?
Quite the contrary. The more books you read, the more questions you ask.
Ah, knew it. Oh, just a waste of time.
You approach the village and can tell even from far off that something isn't right. The smell of burnt wood and death is in the air.
Something definitely isn't right.
By Vracus.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Guren.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees, the remains of buildings, bodies. You hesitate.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
That'll piss somebody off.
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now, but here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your mouth and have to pull yourself together to avoid vomiting in disgust.
This play got messed up. Remember, kids, don't play in fire.
Hoofprints! Burned into the ground!
Alfar?
The fire in Boindle's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid peggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
Green Glade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves lived together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away. The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Garen.
Garen had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Turga. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Garen. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
Oh, this is
You have
good.
read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur. Now burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression.
Is this everything? It won't let me leave, so there's more to this that I'm missing. Oh wait, that's disturbing.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were, are now gaping black holes. In your imagination, you see the Alfar's shadow mare standing around the Lady of Greenglade, devouring her, while she, nailed to the tree, squirms and screams in pain. You quickly put your hand over your mouth.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us.
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Oh, Tharin Lueth Buanre!
But what's happening?
Oh shit!
That's the perished land.
Impossible. Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Well, shit. Let's go.
What is it?
We got a problem though. Thank God they're not powerful, but they're gonna keep coming back. So there's no fighting.
I didn't hit you very hard. Too easy. I didn't hit you very hard. Yeah. Huh? Another one bites the dust. Always.
Yes, so!
We are being put up too easy. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Yes?
Too easy.
I need help over here! Quickly!
Yes, of course.
I'm with you! What is it?
I didn't hit you very hard.
You can't get near
I'm
it.
not that quick!
And again.
Yes, so! I'm not that quick!
Too easy, lads. Yeah, I didn't hit you very hard. Yeah. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Please wait a moment.
He hardly put up a fight!
What is it? Don't rush me.
Kill! Vile creature!
I'll be ready soon. Don't rush me.
He hardly put up a fight!
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Too easy. I'll be ready soon.
Kill! He hardly put up a fight!
Vile creature!
What is it?
Yes?
Yeah!
Killed!
Oh my god, that was a little bit of a tougher fight.
Dwarves, you protected the glade.
The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn Magi only had one job!
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current state. Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right. You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. We must go to Lot Yonan before the Perish Land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who could tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus-pocus.
It had held back the Perish Land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the Great Magi. I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the Outer Lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 Magi weren't ready for it.
That was a boss fight. That was. What is this? No. There's Foulstone.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Garen's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for High Magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Garen want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Garen ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
YOLO, let's go.
Garen is dead, and you want to know what you're lugging around with you through the length and breadth of Girdlegard. You grasp at the pouch with an uninvolved expression so that the twins don't think you're acting against Lot Yonan's instructions. You undo the knot with nimble fingers. A piercing, bone-splitting sound rings out, and small spheres of light shoot into the air, ending in colourful explosions.
Hi, welcome to the stream.
The twins jump up immediately and draw their weapons. You curse and quickly close the pouch again.
By the mountains of Girdlegard! What was that, Scholar?
I just wanted to examine the magical trap. It's for thieves, in case someone tries to steal the pouch.
You try to act normally, so that they don't
Subscribe to
realize
the
you
channel
got
if you
just
like
as
what you
much
see.
a shock as they did. Boindale looks at the pouch with animosity.
Magical frippery.
The twins sit down again, and you slowly recover. Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
You want to speak, but the blade is pressed against your larynx, and you can only manage a wheeze.
Shush. You don't need to talk. I'm not going to kill you. Not yet. Do you know what I'm going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alfar thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Syntheras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindale smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night. Boindale unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought. You arrive at a small, bustling village. One thing is clearly missing from the lively scene: the sound of metal on metal from the village smithy that would normally be heard above everything else at this time of day. A dour, grim-looking man is sitting in front of the forge with his right arm in a sling. His expression brightens as he sees you, and he jumps to his feet.
Dear dwarves, could I interest you in helping me in my workshop for a day?
The man's expression is somewhere between desperation and hope. As you don't answer immediately, he continues.
You will, of course, be royally rewarded for your work. I can offer you 100 gold pieces.
I'll help you. I worked in a forge for a while.
You modestly conceal that in this case, a while means almost a whole human lifetime. A little later, you are standing in the workshop, examining the smith's inferior tools, while he fires up the forge and prepares everything for the job, as well as he can, with just one good arm. You weren't able to persuade the twins to help you. As warriors, they'd rather go hunting, Boindale declared. But you think it's more probable that you'll find them drinking beer. But you don't care. You're excited about being able to smith again after such a long time. Hours later, you have forgotten everything around you. The heat of the forge, the sweat on your warm skin, the play of the flames. You're in your element, and work as if in a trance. The smith left the workshop ages ago, with a satisfied grin on his face.
Right.
I'm talking to you.
You look up in surprise. Everything but the beating of the hammer had ceased to exist, and you didn't notice that someone has come in.
Can you do it?
You immediately dislike the middle-aged man. He sounds you out so doggedly with his light grey eyes that it feels as though he wants to look right through you and into your deepest thoughts. The man points to 2 horses.
Those 2, in 1 hour.
These 2 need shoeing. Oh, no problem.
The man doesn't look convinced, but you get to work with confidence after examining the horses' hooves. 2 more armed men are standing next to the horses, sizing you up.
So, you're mercenaries, I take it?
You're only trying to engage in conversation, but the man looks at you incredulously, as if he didn't expect dwarves to be able to talk.
Something like that.
Got lots of work? Oh, do you know anything about the armies of orcs from the south?
We can't complain.
The man's tone makes it clear that the conversation has ended here. You carry out the work in silence. As the leader of the mercenaries pays you, you have the feeling that he is trying to transfix you with his eyes. The men leave the workshop without a word. You ignore the horsemen and concentrate on your work. When you tell the twins about your visitors later on, they know exactly who you're talking about. They encountered them on the way back from hunting. You spend the night in the smith's house and continue on your way, with your well-earned reward the next morning.
I should have followed them. I feel like I've been making good decisions up to this point.
Axeldale is shrouded in an eerie silence as you approach. There's not a single fishing boat on the river, and many of the houses are now just burnt-out ruins.
The big-nosed beasts have made a grim job of it. Seems they don't like fish.
Boendal gives his brother a reproachful look. There are dead bodies everywhere, but it seems to you that there should be more of them. For a brief moment, you hoped that the villagers had fled. But then you realize that the orcs were probably hungry after their victory, and your stomach turns. Boendal lays a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go. There's nothing more we can do for these people. But maybe there are others we can help.
I don't see another army. I thought the only army I saw.
Once you reach the top of the hill above Goodwater, you can see what is left of the village. The sea of red-roofed tiles has given way to a forest of burnt black ruins. Shattered wooden planks and bent iron bars are all that is left of the gate.
I couldn't save them. Even the reinforced gate.
The farmstead has been plundered, ravaged, and parts set on fire. But not all of the buildings are destroyed. You call out for any survivors, but there is no answer. You split up and search for signs of life in the burned-out ruins of the farmstead. You take on the main building. You don't find anything, apart from a charred doll, and the twins have no luck either. There are no signs of life. With a heavy heart, you decide to turn around and continue on your way with the twins.
This game has taken a complete U-turn. For you guys who don't know, I came through this exact same path up to Black Saddle in the last live stream. I repaired these people's gate. I was out here and I watched the 2 kids who lived here play, and now they're dead. Every single one of you is dead. And now I'm worried about what's going to happen down here. Did I ever go here? What is this? I never went to Claimstead. See if there are any survivors here.
Why are the Magus's vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And Why does the Lord of Yonendar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard. So the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and, well, a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
As you near Calmstead, you see that the surrounding fields are in flames. The sound of fighting reaches your ears. You hear the screams of the villagers and the roar of the orcs.
This is revenge. I have to. It's revenge for what they did.
What is this bullshit?
It's the Dwarves. Pretty cool game if you could give it a chance.
These graphics gay.
Oh, am I gonna be roasted? Yeah, I'm gonna be roasted. It was like a $20 game.
I prefer Roblox streams, to be honest.
Nah, well, the game was like $5 on sale, so.
There are still people in the houses.
Let's get them out of there, and quickly.
SMH VCS Roblox.
I can't do that yet.
I'm sorry that I can't stream Roblox.
I didn't hit you very hard. Yeah. Pow! Another one bites the dust. Huh?
Honestly, watching someone sleep is more entertaining than you.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Alright, well, you can have fun with that.
Too easy.
Yes, yes.
If you think watching someone sleep, then by all means, go watch someone sleep. I could honestly give a shit.
Are you doing a butt jive away? Marco will biggie a hole up your rectum.
Who's next? Yes, yes. So. Yes.
Don't rush me.
Kill. Yes.
And what now? I'm not that quick.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Yes, yes. So.
I'm going to fail.
Who's next?
Too easy.
Yes, yes. So.
Huh?
Join my Roblox plan for $3 in reboot.
Vile creature.
Well, you can have fun with that.
Not bad.
Huh?
Only casuals fail.
Yeah.
Filthy casual.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I am a casual.
Ew.
I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing.
Please wait a moment. Another one bites the dust. Ow! Hey!
I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so.
Filthy. Filthy.
Yes, yes, so.
Filthy. Filthy. Casual.
Yes, yes, so. I'm not that quick.
Oh, that's what I gotta do.
So. I didn't hit you very hard. I'm not that quick.
Marvel, you are the missing link. Goodbye. Stop spamming symbols. Warning.
Yes, yes, so. I'm not that quick.
Ah.
Yes, yes, so. Easy.
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Vile creature.
I'm not that quick.
Well, we'll restart.
Huh?
Who's next?
Alright, so I know what I'm doing. Now.
Yeah. What is it? He didn't hit you
What's up,
very
XL?
hard. Yes, yes, so.
Another one bites the dust.
I'm not that quick.
Welcome to the stream, guys. Like and subscribe. Being chased by a whole army.
Yes, yes, so. I didn't hit you very hard. I'm not that easy.
Kill.
Kill the wall.
Bring these guys over. At the
Yes, yes, so. Who's next?
Pow! Another one.
I'm not that
I didn't hit you very hard.
Yes, yes, so. I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
We win.
As soon as the last orc is killed, you and the twins free the remaining villagers.
It would seem the stories are true. Dwarves really are the best orc killers. We don't have much that we can offer you. Maybe we can rustle up some food.
Thank you. We gladly accept the food. It'll help us on our journey.
You say goodbye and continue on your way.
If I had the feeling, I think these are the same orcs that attacked these surrounding villagers. In which case, I'm glad we killed them.
I don't like it here. All this hocus pocus is bad news. Us dwarves know that and keep well away, just as Vracus commanded. I hope you know that too.
I cannot perform magic, and I've never attempted to. Nevertheless, please show respect. Remember that it was not Yonan who took me in and saved me.
Now then, it would seem that the tongue of the learned one becomes somewhat haughtier, and his sentences doth wind most strangely as we verily approach the vaults.
You can't help but grin guiltily. With a beseeching glance at the twins, you step into the area in front of the vaults. Seeing no one there you might greet, you and your companions enter your old home through the open gate.
Played about 2 hours of this game. I feel like I'm getting close to the end. I don't know what they're going to keep doing. Don't know if they're going to add.
Who the hell built this tunnel?
Bowendahl examines the crumbling roof with a mixture of disbelief and indignation.
Be quiet. I want to surprise them.
Is that such a good idea? What if we give your master such a shock that he casts a spell on us? I don't want to be turned into a mouse or a bar of soap.
It is unusually quiet in the vaults, but the smell of dinner is in the air. You imagine Frala looking up at you from her cooking pot in the kitchen and smiling.
Ah, there's boiled and roasted meat for dinner. Come on.
That's no reason to go and get ourselves turned into something weird. We'll stay here until you're finished with your little game.
Something doesn't feel right. No one's here.
Lumps of meat rise up and appear on the brown, bubbling surface of the soup before sinking back down out of sight. The hearty smell makes your mouth water.
A human foot?
Your stomach turns, and you have to fight hard against the impulse to run out of the kitchen screaming.
I don't know where to go. Then you go back to the study.
You look around the workshop with growing panic. No one to be seen.
What happened here? Speak!
Ah, another one.
God!
Don't even think of using magic, or I'll lodge this pretty piece of steel in your brain.
It takes the Famulus a few seconds to comprehend the situation he suddenly found himself in. He seems to weigh up his options for a moment before he breathes out, and the tension leaves his body.
All right. I won't use magic.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
For a while, the famulus seems to be playing with the idea of being stubborn. Bowendahl pushes a little harder on the end of the crow's beak, and the tip penetrates the skin. Blood seeps out.
They're gone. Dead.
A school full of magi destroyed without any signs of struggle? Lies.
The facts seem stacked against it, but you cling on to this faint hope.
Lot Jonan's famuli were already in Parista. There were only novices left. We made easy work of them. The Elfar, Syntharas, he insisted on being part of the raid after he found out that you grew up here. He opened the gates and killed most of those here before they even knew what was happening.
In your mind's eye, you see a pale face appearing from the darkness. You saw what Elfar are capable of in Greenglade. You push the thought to the back of your mind and try to keep a clear head.
Lot Jonan, where is he?
Nodon killed him. He killed all of them in Parista. There's no one left in Girdlegard who can take on the last Magus.
You're saying that someone took on all 6 of the Magi at once and defeated them? Ridiculous.
5 Magi. My master Nudin is Nodon the Doublefold, the Lord of the Perished Land and soon-to-be Lord of Girdlegard. He killed the masters, and the apprentices followed soon after. They're all gone, and he changed the magic field so that only we can use them.
An icy hand grabs your heart. It's impossible that there's only a single Magus left, and he's not fighting against, but for the Perished Land.
Why are you snooping around in Lot Jonan's study? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for artifacts that Lot Jonan, when he was in Parista, claimed he had forgotten and left in a cupboard. And for the books that were stolen from Greenglade. I'm guessing you're the dwarves that stole the books.
What does your master want with the artifacts and the books?
I don't know. He commands, we obey. He's going to be very displeased. I did find a bag in the cupboard, but it didn't contain the right objects.
I've had enough of your lies. They're alive. Lot Jonan escaped and has gathered his apprentices, Frala, and the others around him to fight against Nodon. We just have to find them.
The war was over before you even noticed it had begun. Nodon cannot be stopped. He is on his way here and will just...
Blah, blah. We will leave immediately. This news is of great importance to the Council of Dwarves.
I'm not going anywhere. I have to find my friends, and I...
Orcs! Lots of them!
Alright. We're gonna kick some orc arse. Oh great, we're still injured. And let's start the fight. Hold the line.
What is it? Too easy!
Yes?
Huh?
He hardly put up a fight.
Yes, yes, so!
Huh?
Pow! Another one! The pillars! We could knock some of them down and bury those runts! Yeah!
Wild creature.
Yeah! Yes? I didn't hit you very hard! I'll be ready soon! Don't rush me!
We are surrounded.
And what now? Yes, yes, soon! I'm not that quick! Huh? We put up a fight! Yeah. What is it? Yes, yes, soon! Ow!
Another one bites the dust.
Yes, yes, soon! I'm not that quick!
Killed. What is it? Too easy.
He hardly put up a fight!
There are too many of them.
And what now?
Huh? On my way. Huh? As good as done.
Yes, yes! Of course!
Huh? At once. What is it? All right.
And what now?
I didn't hit you very hard. Ow! Another one bites the dust. Huh? I didn't hit you very hard.
We're here.
As good as done, huh? Uh-huh. Understood. What is it? All right.
What is it?
Yes? Huh? And again. Huh? I'll be ready soon. Don't rush me. I'll be ready soon.
And what now? Yes, yes, soon! I'm not that quick!
Huh?
He hardly...
Yes?
Who's next? What is it?
Killed. Huh?
Yeah!
I can't do that yet. Killed. Huh?
Who's next?
Whew. Oh, that was a little bit difficult. Yeah, this bridge is. You can funnel them all into one area. The orcs don't stand a chance. But if they surround you, they'll do heavy damage and probably destroy your forces.
Damn.
The first 20 are mine. You have come far, but this is far enough. Give me the artifacts and the books you stole in Greenglade, and I'll set you free.
What's with the artifacts and the books?
They belong to me. Lotionan was supposed to bring them to Porista, but forgot them. So, I came to pick them up. That's all you need to know.
The game keeps getting interesting.
What have you done to the other Magi? Your Famulus told us some cock and bull story about you forcing them and their famuli to go to Porista and then murdering them.
I did what had to be done to protect Girdlegard. I wish there had been another way. But they would never have understood.
Do your eyes deceive you, or do you really see a brief moment of real regret on the swollen face of the Magus?
You wanting my rucksack is enough reason for me not to give it to you.
I don't need your consent. Look after the rucksack. If you lose it, you will also lose your life. Go back to your realm, dwarves, and let your king know that I need his land. Either he hands it over without a drop of blood being spilt, or my troops and allies take it by force. You can take this one with you. I have no use for him.
What the frick?
Invisible wizard, my ass.
Look.
Let me handle her. Kill the dwarves.
Oh, hell no. Let's go. I'm pumped. Guys, I'm pumped. Okay.
The rucksack! The artifacts! If he
Follow
wants
him.
them so badly, they might be the key to his destruction.
There's the orc with the rucksack. Let's get him.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
Shit.
Chance. What a waste of time.
I'm completely surrounded.
I didn't hit you very hard.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
He's way home and another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard. What are you doing, you axes over here?
Come here.
Just wait a moment. I can't do that yet.
We're kinda cocked here.
And again. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
No chance.
I have fought.
I fought.
Please wait a moment.
Vile creature. Who's next?
I've got the rucksack.
Let's get out of here.
Don't rush me!
Huh? Huh? Vile creature!
Too easy!
And again!
Huh? On my way! All right.
Uh-huh. On my way.
I didn't hit you very hard!
I have Borda! Give me a hand!
At once.
What is it?
Huh?
What is it? Another one bites the dust!
And what now?
Huh?
Get out of here!
Retreat? We should fight on!
We would die. Perhaps you've noticed that Nodon has risen again, headless. He is more powerful than the Perished Land itself, but the key to his destruction is in here.
We will return to the Secondlings and tell them what the Magus is up to. We'll be safe at Ogre's death, and there we can hatch a plan.
If we manage to get there. Nodon will do anything to stop us.
Then let him try!
Guys, we're close. What the frick is this? Oink oink. I really want to keep playing.
That was fun! What's next?
Boindil looks at you, and the sparkle in his eyes goes out.
We are both very sorry about what happened here, Tungdil.
He told me, Cynthia said. I convinced myself that...
You gulp and turn away from your friends.
To be honest, we should have lost that last battle.
Ha! That's what I call a goodly challenge. Cover me.
Not a good idea if you want to go on living, dwarf.
You've got quite a big mouth for someone who sounds like a girl.
You are Andikai, the Tempestuous, right?
Correct. And you are Tungdil, Lot Yonan's charge.
Honourable Mager, what news of Lot Yonan? Does he live?
Andakai looks at you in silence, pain and rage slowly spreading across her face.
He is dead, Tungdil, along with Myra, Turga, and Sabora. Nod-On killed them all and destroyed the Council of Magi.
The certainty of their death is painful. It feels as though someone has just torn your insides out.
He killed their best pupils, too. And now he's the unchallenged Magus in Girdlegard.
It was you, wasn't it, that attacked them with the lightning? Were you any more successful than we were?
Andakai shakes her head.
He defied everything I threw at him. All of my skills. In vain. I soon realized he was superior to me, but I wanted to buy you some time.
Almost 2 hours.
Your companion, won't he sit with us and introduce himself?
Yes! Hey, you up there! Can you even hear us with that bucket on your head?
Jerun is mute, and he won't do you any harm unless I command him to. And as long as you treat him with courtesy, dwarf.
Boindil seems to briefly weigh up his chances against the two of them.
I decide when I'm courteous. Just don't get in my way. And the orcs are mine!
Nodon's famula said that he had changed the magical fields, but you still seem to be able to use them.
Andakai smiles.
I'm not quite as benevolent as the other Magi. My god Samusin is the god of balance. He loves the darkness as much as the light, which means I can use both. But my powers aren't unlimited. It is difficult for me to store and use this altered magic. We should avoid confrontation as much as possible.
What happened? How could he defeat the Council of Magi?
Nudin called us to Perista, under the guise of reinforcing the barrier against the perished land. Instead, he tricked us, took control of most of our powers and attacked us. I cut him down with my sword, but he rose again and impaled me with his staff. All I can remember after that is the sound of fighting, destruction, and cries of death.
How did you survive?
Jerun. Nudin had forgotten he was with me in Perista. He found me, tended to my wounds and brought me out of the city to safety until I could summon up enough power to heal myself.
And Lot Yonan?
When Jerun carried me away, he was frozen in stone, like a statue. To my knowledge, the spell cannot be reversed.
You nod slowly. You don't have the strength to say anything else right now.
What will you do now?
Leave this place. I'm not so foolish as to believe that I could restrain the perished land or nod on. Why should I stay here?
Foolish, no! But cowardly!
You're on your way to the kingdom of the Secondlings, right? Then I will accompany you and leave Girdlegard by the High Pass.
We'll need all the help we can get. Nodon will have a lot worse in store for us than just orcs.
The Mager nods in agreement. Then she looks pensively at your rucksack.
Your rucksack? Why did Nod-On want it?
I was taking some objects to Goren, one of Lot Yonan's famuli. He was murdered at Greenglade by an elf. There were books lying next to his body, which he was planning to send to Turga the Fair-Faced.
May I see them?
You nod. Take the books out of your rucksack and hand them to her. She goes through the letter and the books, one after another, without showing any sign of emotion. Finally, she closes the last of the books.
Is that all? They are only sagas and travelogues from the Outer Lands, which tell of legendary creatures and myths. I don't know why they should be of interest to Nod-On.
There must be something in them that's important to him. He destroyed a whole village for them, and the vaults.
Possibly. I'll study the books. But let's sleep now. Jeroen can keep watch. We are still being followed.
I really do like this game. Had a decent story. Oh. The orc horde is following me. We are in no shape to fight these guys either.
The path leads you through a ravine, whose steep walls are mainly made up of loose boulders and scree. You could probably cause a rockfall that would block your pursuer's path and obstruct your way back. It takes longer than you would have liked to trigger a rockfall that is big enough. But when the dust settles, you realize that you have been rewarded for your troubles. The path is blocked. In the afternoon, with the sun low in the sky, the path leads you through a ravine. A glance at your map suggests that you're near to Boribor, the Orc realm.
Fracas, may we remain unscathed.
About a mile further on, Boindil suddenly stops in his tracks and sniffs.
Can you smell that? Piggy snouts! And lots of them too!
Let's proceed with caution. Perhaps we can take a few of them out before they raise the alarm.
Maybe we did some healing before. Man, I'm playing on live streaming some more today, but I fell in love with this game. I'm just trying to get to the Dwarf Palace or whatever, and then I'm going to cut it off there. Probably skip out all day and playing this. Or I could. Problem is, two of my dwarves were not exactly in fighting shape. Or all three of us are.
What is it?
All right.
On my way!
Yes? On my way.
Now you've got me interested.
Huh? Yes, yes!
Yes?
What is it?
If I have to.
Style position.
And what now?
Yes?
What is it?
And attack.
gloves.
We have to stop them before they can warn anyone.
He hardly put up a fight. Yes? And what now? I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so. I didn't hit you very hard.
I like how this one dwarf is...
I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, so. Who's next?
I'll lead the rest of these towards your imminent demise. Bring it! You ready for a fight?
Yes?
Yeah! I didn't hit you very hard.
No chance.
And again.
What a waste of time.
Ha-ha! Too easy.
What is it?
I didn't hit you very hard.
The thing ain't Indokai is a healer.
Too easy.
Good God.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
What is it?
Regroup up the
I'm
mountain.
with you. Huh? All right.
Huh? Understood.
Who's next? Vile creature.
Oh shit.
Huh? Yes?
Yes?
He's coming, alright.
Now you've got me interested.
And what now? I'm not that quick.
What is it?
As good as done. On my way.
Huh?
As good as done. On my way.
Not a bad idea.
There's the exit.
I can't do that yet.
I didn't even take off my gloves. No chance.
Too easy!
Please wait a moment.
What is it?
He hardly put up a...
What a waste of time.
And what now? Who's next? Wild Yes,
I didn't even take off my gloves.
I'm not that going to hit you very hard. Yes, yes, so.
What a waste of time.
Huh?
He cheated!
What? Can someone explain to me what just happened?
On my way!
Hold up there! We have to stop them before they can warn anyone.
Understood.
Bad idea.
I'm not that quick! Oink, oink, little piggies! What is it? Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard. Well, of course.
Got a whole bunch of fighting. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
That's a bad idea.
On my way.
All right then.
Crap, reinforcements.
That's a bad idea.
Another one bites the dust.
Yes?
On my way.
And I didn't even take off my gloves.
Who's next?
All right then.
I can't do that yet.
I'll tell you when I'm
What is
ready.
it? Oink, oink, little piggies!
Oh, oh.
Another one bites the dust. I'm not that quick. Yes? Who's next?
I have to.
Of course. very hard. Of course.
Move towards the exit.
Of course.
Hold the line.
Huh?
What is it?
And what now? Yes, shoot! Wild creature! And again! Huh? Wild creature! Who's next? And again! He hardly put up a fight! Who's next?
Please wait a moment.
Too easy! What is it?
What a waste of time.
I didn't hit you very hard! Yes! Another one bites the
No chance.
I didn't hit you very hard! Yes?
Huh?
Now you've got me interested.
Understood. Done.
What a complete flank.
Not a bad idea.
Understood. Done.
Do I have to?
On
Not a
my
bad
way.
idea.
As good as done. We should go down into the caves and vaults. There'll be more of them down there.
Or maybe we should concentrate on finally getting to Ogre's Death Stronghold, Boindil.
You ignore the offended look on your friend's face and set off, leaving the Orc Mountains behind you.
Oh man, 2 hours. Yep, level ups. Okay.
You have put out a plate of food for the night every evening since Jarun and Andakai joined you on your journey, but still none of you have seen him eat. You decide to pay particular attention to him this evening, to try and find out what is under the helmet. Andakai is sitting not far from the giant, studying the books.
Have you found anything useful yet?
She looks up at you.
You think I will stay and fight if there is a spell in the books that might defeat Nodon?
Yours is the god of balance. Don't you see it as your duty to create a balance between light and dark?
Instead of answering, Andakai rubs her eyes and closes the books.
It's too dark to study. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Disgruntled, you watch the Mager as she walks over to her bed for the night. Your eyes fall upon Jeroen and the plate at his feet, on which not a crumb of food is left.
Yeah, we're practically wasting food now. Unfortunately,
you can already see the oasis a day's journey away, but in the glimmer of the midday sun, you're not sure whether it might not just be a mirage. But the twins are convinced that there is a village here, and the prospect of a roof over your heads for the night keeps you going. The nearer you get to the oasis, the more the uneasy feeling grows that something's not right. It's too quiet, and you don't see any movement. Once you enter the village, your fears are confirmed. Your enemies have already been here.
Can I not go 10 seconds without running into an army of these things? I mean, us three dwarfs killed a lot of ogres and orcs and whatever up to this point. Yeah, he comes to the party. I'm curious to see what he does.
This whole thing is probably a trap. We should...
Welcome to Pasnar. I'm sure the citizens would greet you themselves, if they could.
You recognize the elf immediately. You saw him with the leaders of the orcs, and he appeared to you in a dream after Greenglade. Or no, not in a dream.
Sintheras.
So we meet again, Tungdil. What do you think of my work in the vaults? It was a nice start, wasn't it?
An eerie smile sets on Sintheras's lips.
Wonderful. I can see the hatred in your eyes. Come on. Come and get your revenge.
Another one bites the dust. Kill. Too easy.
We are orcs. I mean, not orcs, dwarves. We will not die.
Wild creature.
To pettiness.
And what now? Understood.
Sneak off the orcs.
I'm not fighting to hit you very hard.
He hardly put up a fight.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
So, I'm not that quick.
Wild creature.
Yes, yes, so.
On my way!
I'm not that quick. Yes,
I didn't hit you very hard. Too easy. Another one bites the dust.
And again.
Hardly put up a fight.
Wild creature.
Too easy.
He hardly put up a fight.
Huh?
I'm with you.
Understood.
Yes, yes. I'm with you. Yes,
Understood.
yes. I'm with you.
Understood.
Up the mountain.
I'm with you.
And again.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Who's next?
I'll be ready soon.
Understood.
Yes.
Wild creature. Yes. And again.
Killing Synthras would be really easy if all the orcs were dead.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard.
And again.
I'm not that quick. Yes, yes, soon.
You totally misjudged the Synthras. We are very powerful warriors.
On my way. That one is done. Understood.
I'm not that
As
quick.
good as done.
Yes, yes, soon.
He's a very powerful person. It's just that he doesn't have healing capabilities.
On my way.
On my way.
As
Yes,
good as
yes.
done.
Get wrecked,
Retreat!
kid.
Back! Why are you fighting against us? You're the son of Samusin. You should have nothing to do with this unworthy scum.
I've had enough of fighting. It's about time we head to your home.
I've had enough too. But we've got several days in the desert ahead of us before we can enjoy a cold beer.
The longer we talk about it, the later we'll get to our beer. Let's go.
I feel like I've not talked the entire time I've been streaming for the past 2 hours and 20 minutes. After tonight, I'll take a break from this game. I never missed a stream this long, hour and 30 at the most. Just kind of happened like this.
You've been traveling through the desert for days. The sand is simply everywhere. In your shoes, under your clothes, in your mouths. Even the makeshift cloths that you've wrapped around your heads is of little help. With the last of the energy you can muster, you finally leave the 40-mile-wide sandbar that separated you from Ogre's death. It is as if you've passed through an invisible wall when the raging wind and sand suddenly falls silent. In front of you, an enormous massive towers into the sky, the Blue Range. The slopes cast long shadows over Ogre's Death Fortress, which nestles in the spurs of the mountain. Even from this distance it looks impressive, with its 4 defensive terraces, one above the other. The anticipation of entering a real dwarven city for the first time grows with every step, and you feel the power returning to your limbs. You've almost done it.
I really enjoy this game. I really do.
My High King, you have called me to succeed you to the throne. Here I stand before you.
Well, before you are chosen as the successor to the High King, hear, King Gandagar, the challenges that await you. Hordes of orcs are rampaging through the north and the west, and the perished land is stirring. It would seem that the Magi cannot sustain the barriers.
This gives us an excellent opportunity to attack the last elves in Alandor. They are weakened. The perished land afflicts them. Let us wipe out the traitors once and for all.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Hear, hear.
Madness. What are you talking about?
I do not recognize you, King Gandagar, in what you are saying. The elves are inhabitants of Girdlegard. Has your hatred for them clouded your senses to the point that you wish to ignore the words of our god?
Belendelin's gaze falls, as if incidentally, on the King of the Fourthlings' advisor.
Or is someone giving you bad advice?
On the contrary, it was Bislipper who finally supplied me with the proof. A report titled How the Fiflings Lost the Gate. It was the elves that poisoned the brave Fifling warriors in their stronghold. A devious disease spread by the pointy ears in the shafts of the Grey Range.
Impossible!
I always knew it!
Treason!
I don't believe
They should pay for it!
To the pointy ears!
Enough! Don't be so short-sighted! We are talking about the safety of Girdle Guard. We must reach out and forge a large coalition with the elves. Yes, and even with the Thirdlings, if we are to defeat the perished land.
My High King! You cannot be serious!
Drivel from a dwarf who has grown too old in his post. Are we not here to choose a new High King? We have waited long enough.
It would seem you will have to wait a little bit longer. The second aspirant has arrived. Our guests must be tired from their long journey. The meeting is adjourned till tomorrow.
You are realize we were being followed by horde orcs the entire time, right?
But why do you think that I...
Everything will become clear. I've had a room prepared for you. Before you take to your bed, please pay the High King and I a visit in the throne room.
Okay. That's it. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a long stream, longer than I anticipated. Anyway, see you guys in the next live stream.